Ballyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and the best way to pay homage, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with A Slow Drag with Josephine from National Ransom, released in 2010. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello. It's a lilting and precious piece that deploys vintage literary techniques of both time and space. With a few choice words scattered about, the piece resides squarely in the past, all the while tackling modern and timeless issues of love, lust, and availability. It's a narrative that reveals the action out of sequence, giving away the ending long before we even realize it has even begun. 33 or so years removed from the proclamation that there will be no dancing, A Slow Drag with Josephine has become and continues to be the obvious inspiration of this very podcast. And if we were keeping score, we might just mention that this is episode 100 of Slow Drag with Remedy. The snitch, the snoop, the tattletale, led a threadbare up the stairs. Adieu, my little ballyhoo. You broke my heart in two, and now I haunt the bars and scent those trite affairs. She went home to gather her comb and caught him unawares. Infusing this verse with an alliterative T sound while rhyming stares, affairs, and unaware. It's just another day in front of the soft-touch typewriter for this clever wordsmith. A ballyhoo, moreover, further justifies the overused adjective of genius I continue to bestow upon my most cherished singer-songwriter. In addition to being an entirely pleasing word to roll around on your tongue, a ballyhoo is of course a commotion, or more to my point, an adieu. If there were such a thing, this could be considered a homophonic, embedded identical rhyme with the charming adieu at the beginning of the line. Ballyhoo is a low-frequency word of unknown origin, with a peak popularity around 1934. It's a word that Mr. Costello has plucked out of obscurity in order to place it inside the zeitgeist of this very particular worldscape. And there was a man enjoying the lay of the land. He took a walk in the dark with the dish from the stand, girls in their creations, tied in the brightest grenadine. But I'd take all that I'd seen for a slow drag with Josephine. The man enjoying the lay of the land is a sly observation, isn't it? And a piece with an abundance of French references, it seems only fitting to include this clever double entendre. Then in the very next line, Mr. Costello's firm grasp of grammar continues to dazzle. He took a walk in the dark with the dish from the stand. It's another double meaning with dish, of course, as well as a string of 3 perfectly placed prepositions in, with, and from. Though small, they are still mighty. Grenadine as a color is bright apple red with ruby undertones. As a fabric, it's a gauzy weave popularized in 19th century France. In the context of this piece, it's an elongated word that's been placed with precision to convey as much information as possible. Popularized first in France, Josephine was the 185th most popular girl's name in 2010 when this piece was released. The name saw its highest popularity, at least in the U.S., in 1916 when it was the 21st most popular girl's name. Josephine, but I'd trade all that I'd seen for a slow drag with Josephine. As with Veronica and Allison before her, there is little doubt Josephine is anything less than an inspired choice. So, with the inclusion of these few words so far in this piece, ballyhoo, grenadine, now Josephine, they've helped to lift the narrative into a funnel cloud of intriguing nostalgia. Gavots, garots, cantillons, and slow arabesques, drum rolls and farandoles were all made in jest. But when you make that move, I can't resist. When will you declare your armistice? Let's add the word armistice, a plucky way to say truce, to the aforementioned ballyhoo, grenadine, and Josephine as another example of positioning this piece in history. Now, this isn't intended to be a history lesson by any means, but I'll nevertheless give it a go to place these dances into perspective. A gavotte is a lively plebeian kissing dance from the Baroque period in England and France. A garrote, more familiar as its definition as a ligature, is a dance choreographed with a length of twine, seemingly popular in South American religious rites. A cotillion, the precursor to the square dance, is a formal ballroom dance from the 18th century where participants change partners frequently. Its purpose was to exhibit young people's etiquette training. An arabesque is a specific pose in which the dancer's weight is supported by one leg while the other leg is held backward in the air. Now, I'm not sure if drum roll is anything more than a musical sound, so let me know if I'm mistaken. So finally, a falderoll is a lively dance where dancers join hands and execute various figures. This particular dance has some similarities to the gavotte, the jig, and to the tarantella. Tarantella, a word that always puts me in mind of Tom Waits' Tango Till You're Sore from Rain Dogs. Who doesn't love Tom Waits? This leaves only the sexy, hip-grinding slow drag to define. In sharp contrast to the aforementioned communal, chaste ballroom dances where participants barely touched each other, the slow drag, reminiscent of a public orgy, some said, was never intended to be a social or performance type of dance. It's fair to say it's intended to be a scandalous public spectacle. It's proven to be the perfect metaphor, sans the orgy part, of course, for the close to and fro I continue to do with Mr. Costello's exquisite creations. In another time and place, a different fate was cast. He tried to skittle-daddle-do. She might have slapped him just for saying, "Grant me one more chance before you pass, then curse the nurse that named you the first, or bury me at last." Happily adding to the other low-frequency, highly illustrative bygone words in this 225-word piece, Skittle-Daddle-Doo is the fourth example of Mr. Costello's historical lexical prowess. The non-linear approach to this narrative that begins with a goodbye seems to double back to the moment when she's caught him unawares, or it's a different exchange between different people entirely. There's something life and death about it, so the verse's final line suggests, although nothing is set in stone. And in three-quarter time, the true and the false, dancing the hesitation, waltz. Then comes the flirtation and temptation, hip, hip, hooray, listen to what I say, then you can take it away. A mainstay in his canon, Mr. Costello's attention to detail is on full display in this entire piece, not least of which is the verbal manifestation of the beat he creates between the words hesitation and waltz, which is probably reflected in the mention of three-quarters time, but I'm not sure. Please let me know if this is correct. As I can't mention enough, the Elvis Costello Wiki is an invaluable resource, especially when it comes to the nuances of the written lyrics. In this instance, the word flirtation is capitalized and in quotes, keying me into the fact that it might also be a dance. Sure enough, Mr. Google tells me that the flirtation is a traditional Dominican square dance borrowed from the French that comprises a total of 5 different types of flirtation. This brings the count to an impressive total of 8 types of dances named in under 3 minutes. And finally, while I can't exactly pinpoint the meaning behind "listen to what I say, then you can take it away," I just know it seems to both wrap up and inspire more movement with this journey through time and space beautifully. Dig it! Again, this has been a slow drag with Josephine from 2010's National Ransom. This piece could have easily been set in modern time with modern dances and modern words, and it would have been really great. As written, however, it comprises a heavy French influence as it showcases more of Mr. Costello's encyclopedic knowledge of, well, would it be hyperbolic to simply use the word everything? It goes the extra mile to position the action in time and space. I simply can't imagine a single mind that has this type of recall for so many words, phrases, and obscure references, and then goes on to fit them together in such a masterful way. That's why these slow drags have proved to be as enlightening as they have fun. I loved all of these pieces before. Now I truly love and respect them and can't wait to do a slow drag with the next 400 songs. A slow drag with Josephine might have been the inspiration for this podcast's name and structure, but it remains Mr. Costello's brilliance that inspires me every single day. His stellar work reminds me that there are huge worlds within other worlds left to explore. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. Other gems from National Ransom you'll enjoy a slow drag with are Episode 3, Sing Hallelujah, Sister. That's a slow drag with Church Underground. Episode 37, Gallivant and Peg Leg Pants. It's a slow drag with A Voice in the Dark. Episode 44, The Black Keys of Her Fine Wine. That was a very difficult slow drag with Stations of the Cross. And episode 73, Jingling Spurs. That's a slow drag with Jimmy Standing in the Rain. And episode 79, Filled with Phrases. That's a quick slow drag with 5 small words. You can find me on social media in all the usual places. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. Also, please visit slowdragwithremedy.com for companion transcripts and other useful information. And as always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remedy.